with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good Monday morning. I'm Mark Salday. Thanks for jumping on Facebook Live as we get you a mid-morning check of some of the stories we are following here at Erie News Now. We could see an influx of Canadian travelers here at home in the coming days. That says as of this morning, the U.S. is lifting the pandemic travel ban on international visitors from more than 30 countries. That list includes Canada and Mexico. So, yeah, it's the first time that's happened in close to 20 months. Fully vaccinated Canadians can now cross the border into the U.S. for non-essential travel. That's as of this morning. You'll recall Canada actually welcomed fully vaccinated Americans back into their country back in August. But our corner of Pennsylvania has traditionally seen a lot of Canadian shoppers. That's because, of course, our state doesn't tax clothing. But the land border reopening may not create an immediate economic boom. That's because Canada is requiring its citizens to present a negative COVID PCR test upon coming into the States. And for Canadians, those PCR tests can cost upwards of $300 a piece. Members of Congress here in the U.S. now urging the Canadian government to drop that testing requirement. Well, we're learning of a couple newly filed lawsuits this Monday morning, all in connection to that concert stampede down in Houston, Texas Friday that left 8 people dead, dozens more hurt. People have been leaving flowers at the site of that Friday concert by rapper Travis Scott. They called it the Astro World Festival. This morning, Scott and the concert's promoters, Live Nation, are now on the receiving end of at least one new lawsuit. In it, a claim that Scott and those promoters, quote, made the conscious decision to let the show go on despite the extreme risk of harm to concert goers, end quote. That whole event descended into what those concert goers called chaos pretty quickly after it started, with a crowd of more than 50,000 people rushing forward, crushing the people up front. Authorities say the 8 people who lost their lives range in age from 14 to 27. And an investigation underway here at home this morning after a Sunday night house fire in Crawford County. This one broke out a little after 10 o'clock last night. A fire in a home along South Mosiertown Road down in Vernon Township. First crews on scene found flames coming from an addition on the back of the home. Neighbors told Erie News Now the owner of this house had just left for work last night when this fire broke out. Witnesses on this scene in Crawford County say they heard what they believed was ammunition exploding after it was left inside the house during this fire. At least 5 volunteer companies responded to this call. No reports of anybody being hurt in this Sunday firefight, and there's still no word this morning on a cause. Looks like it could be a while before we know the official winner in the race for Meadville mayor. Erie News Now's cameras not too long ago got a look at the ongoing vote count down in Crawford County, and this is a very tedious process going over these ballots one by one. Much of the focus right now on that still too close to call race for mayor of Meadville. The Democrat in that race, Jamie Kinder, has a slim lead over the write-in candidate at this point. And the bulk of those write-in votes so far have gone to Marcy Kantz. Crawford County's Board of Elections now in the process, the slow process of individually reviewing all 9,400 ballots. They say it could take at least another week to finish. And looking like a busy week ahead for COVID-19 vaccine providers here at home. On the heels of last week's approval of that shot for younger kids by the CDC, UPMC Hammond and AHN St. Vincent started their rollout of the Pfizer vaccine for that younger age group. And that effort continues today at UPMC's regular clinic down on the Bayfront Parkway. UPMC leaders say they actually had 10,000 families schedule those shot appointments. In the first 24 hours, they could do that. AHN's offering up those shots for young kids at their 2 wellness pavilions this week, along with their Mill Creek and Peninsula family practices, along with their family medicine center. To schedule your child for that vaccine through either one of the 2 big hospitals here at home, you can either give them a call or go online. Well, we certainly see the TikTok app criticized for encouraging some dangerous behavior on the part of kids. But this morning, it's a story of how TikTok may have helped save a life. A 16-year-old from North Carolina reunited with her family after being taken across state lines by this 61-year-old man. Deputies down in Kentucky say other drivers on the highway saw that girl giving a hand signal she had learned on TikTok, indicating she was in danger. Yeah, kind of tucking her thumb into her hand and then wrapping the other 4 fingers around it. That man arrested, now charged with unlawful imprisonment. All right, a bit of holiday season deja vu, at least for some video game fans here in 2021, as well as people who potentially are buying gifts for those gamers. For the 2nd year in a row, it seems securing that latest video game system, the console itself, is going to be a challenge. Erie News Now's Elena Jonathan has that story.
The gaming market has exploded in the last couple of years, but getting your hands on the newest gaming systems for some seems nearly impossible.
It's more of the bots and the scalpers and people just beating it to the punch.
That's what Christopher Locks over at Bayfront Entertainment says is the reason you might not be able to get your hands on the hottest electronics this year. At the big box retailers, they're out of stock on those gaming systems too. But at Bayfront Entertainment, Locks says,
I have 7 PS5s right now, 2 used and 5 brand new, and I have 2 of the Xbox One X series, and you can't even get an X series anywhere.
Locke says they have a good working relationship with distributors. That's why they're able to have so many in stock. If you choose not to shop local, Locke says beware of scalpers scamming you out of cash.
I mean, the scalping thing, like the $1,000, wrong. $100, $200 over, I don't see a horrible effect of that. I don't see that it's a bad thing.
If you're going to buy from someone online, he says meet in public, in the daylight, and somewhere safe.
I would meet up right outside the police department. I mean, what's safer, honestly, than that, And, just cut the box open, make sure it's in there. If it's in there, hand your cash over, or, PayPal, Venmo, whatever you're doing.
All right, meteorologist David Wolter, we saw plenty of sunshine over the weekend as things slowly started to warm up. Hopefully that trend's continuing.
Yeah, we're almost 60 degrees out there, 58 right now as we check out the glorious Bayfront. We got blue sky, we got blue water, and we have a very nice afternoon setting up for the entire area. As a matter of fact, you can see we're at 50 in Cambridge Springs and Meadville. You guys started off in the 30s this morning, 53 now in Bradford. So quite the range from this morning till this afternoon in those temperatures, as we are expecting a good 30-degree swing for some spots. You can see Futurecast for us today. We've got those dry skies out there. We're expecting quiet conditions for tonight. A little bit extra cloud cover overall. Certainly won't be too chilly as we start off the day, but chilly enough for that jacket or the sweatshirt. As we get later in the day, clouds thicken up a bit more, and as we continue deeper into the evening, and more so as we cross over into your Wednesday early, looking at some showers to move on through, but you can see most of it is out as we are starting off the day, so we'll be able to dry the ground up just a bit. Your zone outlook for today, we are looking at those temperatures to be making their way into the lower and middle 60s, so a good 10 degrees above normal for some spots today. Plenty of sunshine, a glorious day to maybe take the kids to the park or just enjoy the great outdoors. Take a look at some of those colors that are still on the trees and maybe the colors that are on the ground that you still need to rake up. Well, you do have some opportunities to get that dry time in as we look ahead over the next couple of days. Tomorrow is still looking fairly mild with those temperatures, but I'll tell you when that changes up a bit more in just a moment.
All right, thanks, David. Well, most football fans, at least here in our area, they are familiar with the Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. He did kind of get showed up on Sunday by a guy on the other team, and that guy's name just happens to be Josh Allen. Yeah, this is actually the first time in NFL history that a player sacked a quarterback who had the exact same name as the defender. Yeah, so the Jags' Josh Allen got the better of the Bills' Josh Allen, and not just because Jacksonville pulled off that major upset on Sunday with their 9-6 win over Buffalo. The Jags' Josh Allen also intercepted a pass by the Bills' Josh Allen. Later in the game, the Jags' Allen recovered a fumble by, yeah, you guessed it, the Bills' Josh Allen. Tough one for the Bills, and here's the weird part. Yeah, Josh Allen and Josh Allen both tied with 0 touchdown passes on Sunday as well. Rough one for Bills Nation for sure. All right, David, hey, your Dolphins got a win on Sunday.
Yeah, they did. They beat up on the Texans, who are now the worst team in the league. Well, no, the Lions are, but yeah, it's one of those weird NFL years where, anything can happen. 2-17. Okay, we went out. We're 9-7. That's what I'm going for. All right, over the next couple of days, we've got those temperatures. They're coming down a little bit, 54 degrees on a Wednesday. We will have some of those showers in between Tuesday and Wednesday. By the end of the week, we're warming up for Veterans Day. Decided to bump us up to about 66 degrees, and then a storm system will come in really as we get into Thursday night, early on Friday. You can see those temperatures coming on down. Some scattered lake effect showers out there Saturday and Sunday, potentially a little bit of snow in there, but we're still trying to iron out the exact details, exactly where the wind blows, and obviously exactly how cold those temperatures get will dictate what kind of precipitation we could be looking at, but certainly a pattern change as we get into the weekend.
In store today. Thank you, David. Get out there and enjoy it. We'll be back on Facebook Live about the same time tomorrow for another edition of the NOWCAST. And of course, if you're up early, 5 a.m. tomorrow, that's the start time for that Tuesday edition of Erie News Now Sunrise. We'll see you then.